Hi, this is Owen Barry over at LA Vintage Gear. With me today I have the new Todd Sharp Amplifier, the Jack of All Tones 20, or JOAT20 as it's known. This is a 20 watt Class AB amplifier that runs on EL84 tubes. With it being Class AB, it's a lot louder than your average 20 watt amp. It's more comparable to, say, a 40, 50 watt amp. This, we're running it into a 212 cab that has Celestion Alnico Blue speakers. Some of the features on the amp: has a tube-driven reverb circuit that has 2 reverb tanks, which is something different. Has a 2-knob controlled tremolo circuit, attitude switch, which we'll talk about later, byte switch, which is kind of like a presence switch. And it has an interesting EQ circuit in this amp. The way this operates is this amp is described as being all tone, and then you have the option to use a high cut to reduce some of the high frequencies, and then a low cut to reduce some of the lower frequencies. So right now I've got it set up on a sort of medium clean going into slightly overdriven sound. Bridge pickup. P90s. So you can really hear that sort of P90 growl coming through the speakers. It's very clean and articulate amp. There's a lot of detail in those chords there. I'm going to go ahead and flick on the byte switch. So this isn't just like an ordinary sort of bright switch where it just enhances the higher frequencies. It kind of adds some of the upper mid frequencies as well. So here we are with it off, and then engaged. It's subtle, but it's definitely there. You hear it kind of getting a little slightly more aggressive and slightly sort of more honky sounding. So at the moment I've got the low cut backed off, so let's click that up 2 notches to put some more bass into the circuit. I'm going to click the high cut up 2 notches as well. So the attitude switch, which I spoke about earlier on, is a 5 position rotary switch, which increasingly adds to sort of more of an aggressive sound, I guess. So I'd say if you kind of want to go more into the lead territory or the sort of crunchy territory, you have the attitude turned further up. And if you want a more sort of mellow, cleaner sound, then you'll have it further down. So I'm going to take it up another notch. And let's see how it sounds now. Noticeable difference. Still very, even though there's a bit more break up there, you can still hear all the note definition. So it's just compressing slightly more than it was before. Okay, so we're going to try the amp now with a clean, just going into breakup sound. We're using Les Paul with P90s. This is bridge pickup. So it's very kind of fat, but articulate. It's not at all flubby. It's very kind of focused sounding. There's a lot of detail in those chords there. You can hear. You can hear what's going on. So let's tweak the amp a little bit. We're gonna turn the low cut up 2 notches. We're gonna turn the high cut up 2 notches. So we're just introducing more of the low frequency, or we're decreasing the amount that we've rolled off, basically. Gonna engage the bite switch. So this should sort of brighten it up a little bit, but also enhance some of the upper mid frequencies, making it a little sort of honkier sounding, I guess. Now we're gonna turn the attitude switch up. This is what I talked about earlier briefly. The 5-way position rotary switch. So we're going to take that up a notch and turn the volume up just slightly. So here's how it sounds. So it's kind of just more of the same. It's giving you a really clear representation of what you're putting into it. It still sounds like this guitar, but it's just a little bit kind of more aggressive sounding, and you probably hear the harmonics are just starting to leap out a little bit more with the attitude turned up and the volume turned up. So now I'm going to turn the low cut all the way up and the high cut all the way up. So in effect, the EQ is now just completely out. This is what they describe as being all tone. I'm going to put the attitude wide open on its last notch and just turn the volume up a little bit more to try and get into some sort of lead sounds. So more gain on tap than any sensible person will ever need. So it really does everything. It really is the jack of all tones. So I'm going to back it off now, get into a slightly cleaner sound again, and just run you through some of the reverb sounds you can get from this. So the controls we have for the reverb are drive, tone and level, and I believe the level is a push-pull switch, which gives you it's like a bright switch. So let's hear it with the let's go for a fairly extreme reverb sound. So really spacious. So this is with the bright switch on the reverb engaged. We can wind the tone up as well. have to excuse the buzzing, that's P90s for you. So you can go from extreme reverbs like that to almost kind of like a more of a sort of room sound, I guess. So yeah, a lot of the classic reverb sounds in there. Tremolo. So this is described as doing from subtle tremolos all the way up to anything to a stutter tremolo is what they call it. So let's engage that. So that's on kind of a medium speed. You can have a really slow speed. Or a really fast speed. And this is with the depth all the way up. This is what they call the stutter. So it goes from super extreme to sort of very usable, normal sounds. What more could you want? So we're going to go and test this out with a different guitar now. We'll try a Strat style guitar.